Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world, or whatever time you'll be watching this video. So guys, I'm not sure how many of you on my platform knows about this Nigerian singer, dancer, actress Korra Obidi, who now resides in Los Angeles. And she is very well known on social media platforms. She has over 8 million subscribers on Facebook. She also has, quite a few thousand subscribers on Instagram as well as YouTube. However, she was married to a chiropractor in the United States. So she's from Nigeria and she had an interracial marriage. And she's well known again for she was on dancing. She came on Dancing with the Stars, pregnant. And then she, has her Facebook page where a lot, she has her followers that follows her. And then she was streaming the live birth. And this is when I basically shortly after I knew about her, she was streaming the live birth of her second daughter. So she gained a lot more popularity for that. But then shortly after, like a few days after she gave birth to the second baby, her husband came out on social media and posted that they were getting a divorce. So that opened a whole can of worms for both of them since then, because a lot of people are saying, oh, he came out just when she just had baby and he put her out, and then there was some clash between both of their supporters, and this went on for several years. And you have lots of bloggers, American, mostly Nigerian, a lot of bloggers grew out of their situation because, of course, there were some were pro Korra, some were pro Justin, as well as for on the American side, you have those who were pretty racist against the the Nigerian side, and lots of them, because Korra basically she dances and gyrates, and she's scantily clad on social media, and of course lots of people don't like that, but that's how she always dresses, right? Well, anyway, there are lots of big fights between supporters of both of them. So I was just going through YouTube today, and apparently one of the bloggers who favored Korra's ex-husband's side, so this blogger was pro Justin, and she goes by the social media name Angel's Empire. She has been arrested by Nigerian police. So added to the fact that, there's Korra and Justin in this hullabaloo, Korra has a sister, Nancy, who is always in her sister's corner, so Nancy always picks up for her. And then you have the bloggers who do not like Korra. Whenever Nancy comes out for Korra, they attack Nancy, and Nancy, she has her own social media following, her own pages, and she's also a businesswoman. So, it's just attacks. Anywhere people can get to attack, they attack. And, people make very derogatory comments for Korra and Nancy. So I basically was just hearing about this blogger, and I know that a lot of people, they made threats against Korra and Nancy as well. A lot of them, they want Korra to be deported from the US. And guys, it's been very toxic, because of this breakup between these two. So anyway, there was a report. There's a news item in a Sahara Reporters online news that says the Nigerian police, they have filed an 11-count charge against an Abuja-based blogger whose real name is Olufunke Afe, otherwise known as Angel's Empire, for alleged cyberstalking and harassment. So I'm going to go through the article with you guys. So it says Sahara reporters gathered that Afe, an Abuja-based blogger and content creator, was arrested on 5th of February 2025, detained for some days in Abuja before she was transferred to the Force Criminal Investigation Department, or FCID, Annex Alagbon, Lagos, for investigation and prosecution over criminal defamation and cyberstalking. So I know that there was, once on Korra's live streams, her sister Nancy was on, and they were talking that, there are a lot of people who were basically, cyber stalking Nancy and Korra's dad, and, they were doing lots of online defamation and stuff, and Nancy had come out and saying, you guys need to stop. If you guys don't stop, then we'll be bringing the law to you. But apparently this young miss, apparently she was very braggadocious and brash and very defiant, from what I gathered by, going on her Facebook page. And she basically told Nancy to bring it on. So I guess Nancy brought it on, allegedly. So the news article goes on to say a Nigerian woman, Olufunke Afe, also known as Angel's Empire, has been charged by the police with 11 counts of cyberstalking, harassment, and threatening the lives of several individuals, including Mr. Obidi Anthony, which is Korra's dad, and his daughters Nancy Umeh and Korra Obidi. The Sahara reporters gathered that Afe, an Abuja-based blogger and content creator, she was arrested on the 5th of February and she was detained for some days. So according to close sources, she was alleged to have said in one of her videos that one Mr. Obidi Anthony slept with his two daughters, which include Korra Obidi, the famous female dancer who was divorced from her husband under sensational circumstances. And this is what I'm telling you, under the sensational circumstances. It was the whole circus around their split and divorce that, had basically a lot of countries on, the African continent, along, in online altercation with other social media, commentaries, or they call themselves bloggers from Europe, especially England, the US, and even some social media content creators also as far as the Caribbean. So again, it was a big circus. So Sahara reporters learned that since her arrest, she has been in custody following a remand order the police obtained from a magistrate court in Lagos, pending the conclusion and the proper charge of the suspect before a court-competent jurisdiction. However, the police, in a charge sheet filed with the Federal High Court of Nigeria in Lagos, which Sahara reporters obtained on Wednesday, accused Afe of allegedly sending false and malicious messages through various social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and SMS messaging, accusing Mr. Anthony Obidi of having asexual intercourse with his daughters. The charge marked number FHC/L/256C/2025 between the Inspector General of Police as complainant and Olufunke Afe, female, aged 32 years, as defendant, was filed on February 17th by S.A. Ogala Esquire, Legal Prosecution, FCID, Annex, Alagbon Close, which is in Lagos, on behalf of the Inspector General of Police. The charges against Afe include conspiracy to commit felony, cyberstalking, harassment, and threatening the lives of the victims. She is also accused of intentionally sending false messages to cause insult, injury, enmity, hatred, loss of reputation, and ill will to the victims. According to the charge sheet, the offenses allegedly took place between 2022 and February 2025 within the jurisdiction of the Federal High Court of Nigeria in Lagos. Afe's actions have been described as cyberbullying and harassment by legal experts who note that the charges against her are serious and carry significant penalties. The case has sparked concerns about the rise of cyberbullying and harassment in Nigeria and the need for stronger laws and enforcement to protect victims. Afe's trial is expected to begin soon, and she faces a lengthy prison sentence if convicted. Sahara reporters learned that Afe, who has been in detention since her arrest, will be taken to the magistrate's court this morning for the review of her remand. She is also expected to take her plea on the 11-count charges already filed at the Federal High Court today. Some of the charges reads that Olufunke Afe, female, also known as Angel's Empire, and others now at large between year 2022 and February 2025 in Nigeria within the jurisdiction of this honorable court did conspire amongst yourselves to commit felony, to wit, cyberstalking, and thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under section 27(1)(b) of the Cybercrimes Prohibition, Prevention, etc. Act 2025 as amended in 2024. Another charge is that Olufunke Afe, female, also known as Angel's Empire, and others now at large between year 2022 and February 2025 in Nigeria within the jurisdiction of this honorable court did knowingly and intentionally send messages through Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and SMS medium, wrongly accusing one Mr. Obidi Anthony of having SA intercourse with his two daughters, Nancy Umeh and Korra Obidi, the messages which you know or which you knew to be false, for the purpose of causing insults, injury, enmity, hatred, and ill will to the said Mr. Obidi Anthony and his two daughters, and you thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under section 24(1)(b) of the Cybercrimes Prohibition, Prevention, etc. Act 2015 as amended 2024. Goes on to say that you, and I'm just going to skip, well, let me just read it from the paper. That Olufunke Afe, female, also known as Angel's Empire, and others now at large between 2022 and February 2025 in Nigeria within the jurisdiction of this honorable court did knowingly and intentionally send voice and video messages through Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and SMS medium accusing Mr. Obidi Anthony of having intercourse with his two daughters, Nancy Umeh and Korra Obidi. The messages which you knew to be false, thereby causing them emotional and psychological abuse, and you thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 14 of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. So basically, they're saying that she sent voice notes and video messages, as well as in print on her social media platform, of voicing these statements which she knew to be false, which the Obidis are claiming harmed them. Another charge is that you, Olufonke Afe, aka Angel's Empire, and others now at large, between year 2022 and February 2025 in Nigeria, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, did knowingly and intentionally send SMS messages via GSM number, and two numbers are given there, voice and video messages through Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, accusing Mr. Obidi Anthony of having intercourse with his two daughters, Nancy and Korra, by repeatedly sending messages through the above mentioned medium, accusing them of having an extramarital affairs as father and daughters. The messages which you knew to be false, and you thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 46 of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act 2015. Another charge is that you, Olufonke Afe, also known as Angel's Empire, and others now at large, between the year 2022 and February 2025 in Nigeria, within the jurisdiction of his honorable court, did knowingly and intentionally send voice and video messages through Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and SMS medium, accusing Miss Korra Obidi of having intercourse with late Chief James Ogbonna Umeh, aka Chief Onima. The messages which you knew to be false and which threatened her life, thereby putting her in fear of death, violence, and bodily harm, and you thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 24 2A3 A and B of the Cybercrimes Prohibition, Prevention, etc. Act 2015 as amended 2024. Another of a charge. And guys, these are serious charges, because basically they're saying that, for these serious accusations are punishable under the law, and Miss Angel's Empire knowingly uttered these defamatory and harmful accusations. So another charge is that you, Olufonke Afe, otherwise known as Angel's Empire, and others now at large, between the year 2022 and February 2025 in Nigeria, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, did knowingly and intentionally transmit or cause the transmission of voice and video messages through Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and SMS medium, accusing Nancy Umeh of having extramarital affairs with her blood relations. The messages which you knew to be false, for the purpose of causing insult, injury, enmity, hatred, loss of reputation, and ill will to her, and you thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 24 2A CI of the Cybercrimes Prohibition, Prevention, etc. Act 2015 as amended 2024. So basically, Angel's Empire allegedly played voice messages and video messages on the social media platforms and accusing Nancy of having extramarital affairs with her blood relations. And not I'm not sure if many of you know, but Nancy is also married, and at the time she had 2 kids. She now has a 3rd child. So she's a married woman, a businesswoman, with a family. And then for these defamatory alleged untruths to be aired on so many public social media medium, that would cause irreparable harm to her and her brand. Another charge is that you Olofunke Afe, also known as Angel's Empire, and others now at large, between the year 2022 and February 2025, in Nigeria within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, did knowingly and intentionally send voice and video messages through Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and SMS medium, wrongly accusing Mrs. Nancy Umeh of marketing and selling sheet pots and cancer-causing cookwares. The messages, which you knew to be false and which threatened her life, business, and business partners, thereby putting her in fear of death and economic loss, and thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 242C3 A, B, and C of the Cybercrimes Prohibition, Prevention, etc. Act 2015 as amended in 2024. So this section is basically saying, and I was saying, Nancy, she has a business, an online business that she sells cookwares. So if you are going to use your social media platform or platforms and spew these kinds of defamatory accusations that Nancy is selling sheet pots and that the pots that she's selling is causing cancer, that is going to take a huge hit of her business. For persons who are hearing this and who are believing all those defamatory accusations, they are going to say, okay, well, I don't want to buy any pots that causes cancer. So that will definitely cause economic harm to Nancy. So those are some of the charges that were laid and that were posted by the Sahara reporters. So I went onto Angel's Empire Facebook page, just to see what is happening. So apparently, before she was arrested, she was advised that she was going to be arrested. And I will put she made a video letting everyone know that she was called and that she was going to be arrested. And I will put the video at the end of this narration so you guys can see. But up to today, or up to while I was checking her Facebook, no one has heard anything from her. So apparently she was still in lockup, and apparently she has a child. So a lot of her supporters, there were lots of comments on the situation, lots of thoughts and prayers. One person was saying, I'm holding Angel's Empire close in my thoughts and prayers as she navigates this challenging period. I sincerely hope she finds strength and that the burden of her situation is lightened. My heartfelt wish is for her to experience a swift release so she can be reunited with her precious mini twin and family. Amen. And they're saying, you are in my thoughts and prayers. Another person said that individuals, so this person is now going against the Obidi sisters, It said individuals choose to publicly disclose their personal affairs online only to express discontent when it becomes a topic of discussion. Subsequently, they resort to utilizing a flawed system to showcase punitive measures against others, fully aware that they can evade consequences through monetary means. Nigeria should be held accountable for such behavior. But I don't agree with this. Okay, yes, you have people who come on social media and they disclose their personal affairs online. You can have an opinion because, there's freedom of expression, but there's freedom of expression. However, there you have to also know that you also have to face the consequences. And while there is freedom of expression, it doesn't mean that you are supposed to, speak untruths on the persons, right? Give your opinion. If you see the person wearing a blue shoe, you can say, well, I don't really like that blue shoe. In my opinion, it doesn't go, with that outfit. But then you can't look and say, oh, that person stole that blue shoe that they're wearing, or that blue shoe causes cancer, or that blue shoe, you can't do that. You have to be responsible when you're making comments in public. So another person stated that, me, the most worrying bit about this is that there has been no public announcement as to her well-being or location. Despite what people think, the Nigeria police are not like a secret service or mafia. Surely someone must know of her whereabouts or well-being. You can't just disappear off the face of the earth unless you are being held in captivity by lawless individuals or you choose to remain incognito. And I can't see what was so criminal about any of her actions to render this predicament. Is it a civil or criminal matter? Do people disappear for civil matters? If it is criminal, even those on the unalivement row have more exposure. Just mind-boggling, and people find it funny, but I bet deep inside they are feeling an ounce of concern. And again, you can comment on people's lives that they put out there in the public. However, you have to be responsible when commenting. And someone in response to that post said, I thought the same, considering even talking crap on social media against someone doesn't warrant an arrest. Here in the States, any defamation or harassment would be a civil suit and it would go to court, but no criminal charges at all, maybe monetary if they find cause. But that's unlikely. But I don't know laws in Nigeria, so I don't know how they handle talking crap about people on the internet. If Facebook doesn't find a problem with the majority of these pages on Facebook, so I'm thinking it's something more serious that anything we know about. We'll keep prayers for her. Again, guys, depends on where you live. You have to know your laws. But again, you have to be responsible when you're on social media. You can't just wake up and open your eyes and just start spewing crap about people on social media. There are consequences. Okay? Another person says, I have seen jokes about Okin with the Obidis and the picture of someone in handcuff. Someone said, I feel sad for her daughter. I wish I could contact her and send her something. A lot of persons are showing concern for her because, they haven't heard anything. No family member has come out and said anything as yet, at least none that I saw when I was looking. But again, guys, if you're going to be bloggers or vloggers on social media, we all have to be responsible. Make sure that what we say about people is correct. We can't just go about and just spew, all this hatred and lies on someone. Not everyone is going to just brush it off. I know there are some that is going around seriously on social media right now, especially in our Jamaican diaspora, and if they are not careful, this is what is going to happen to some of them, right? Because everyone, they keep saying, oh, I live here, I live there, this is free speech, free speech. Yes, there's free speech, but you're also not free from consequences. So people always only, know only one part of the phrase when they want it to align with whatever wrongs they are doing, but they don't know the complete phrase. You have freedom of expression, but you're not free from the consequences. So I see a lot of trouble that is going to happen for some persons. And I don't know the laws in Nigeria, but as I was reading the charges, those charges are an offense which are punishable, right? Those are criminal offenses which are punishable. So if she is found guilty, then she will be charged and possibly face, prison time. So we just need to be more aware, more conscious, and just do good. If you want to be a blogger, do good, conscientious blogging. Don't spread negativity, don't spread hate. And, number one, don't fabricate stuff on persons, because you are harming them. And I see everyone now that she has been charged, now everyone is saying, oh, what she is doing, why are they doing it? This happens to other people. So why? No, but everyone takes things, differently. Not everyone, as I said, is not going to brush it off. And you have to be responsible. If you're going to vlog on somebody, be responsible, speak the truth, and don't, spread lies and fake tales on other persons, because you're damaging their lives too. Okay, so now her life is being affected, but what she did affected other people's lives too. So just be responsible, guys. All right, and now here is a video from Angel's Empire.
Hi everybody, I just quickly want to put this down here, for the sake of for reference purposes. I'm getting arrested, guys. I'm getting arrested. I think the time have finally come when they are getting me arrested. So I got a call right now, and I think they are on their way to me to get me arrested. They are lying about so many things why they are getting me arrested, but you and I know what it is, right? I just want to put this down here, okay? See you guys later. I will keep you posted whatever happens. I just want to put this out here so that everyone can see. All right? So catch you later.